I can hear your cows.
I think I actually heard somebody running a weed eater outside.
That's
Oh,
what it sounds like.
Cows, yes. It's my son because we nag him to do things and he picks the hottest day of the year to do it. Anyhow, are we live?
you're live.
Okay, thank you. And apologies to anyone watching for the delay. We had some connection issues to get everyone connected, but we have quorum. So I would like to call the meeting to order. Can I get a mover and a seconder for this motion, please? John and Elizabeth, been moved and seconded. The August 7th, 2025 public meeting, the Lakehead Rural Planning Board be opened. The time being 5:36 p.m. Anyone in opposition? Seeing none, I will move to the next item on our public meeting agenda, which is the agenda. Can I get a mover and a seconder for the agenda, please? I can't see everyone. I'm going to pick Elizabeth and John again. It's been moved and seconded that the August 7th, 2025 public meeting agenda of the Lakehead Rural Planning Board be approved. Anyone in opposition? Seeing none, we will move into the application.
Thank you.
Do we have any declarations of pecuniary interest? Seeing none. Sorry. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Go ahead, Carrie.
All right, so just one application tonight. So we've received an application from Yves Saint Germain for the property known as 3236 Old Hall Road. The application is proposing to sever off a surplus residence with about 2.94 hectares of land, leaving a retained lot of 16.82 hectares. So the subject property fronts on Old Hall Road in Gorham Township, is designated as rural in the official plan and rural in the zoning bylaw, and are surrounded by additional rural lots in all directions. So the application's proposing to sever off a surplus house, which we've done now a few times. It's just called a separation of existing uses, so it's okay. However, the property does appear to have legal frontage, but it does not appear to have access. Currently, access is through a private property, and the frontage is over the McIntyre River. If that information is true and I have nothing from the owner proving otherwise, then the owner will have two options to move forward. So either the abutting owner can apply for an easement application to provide legal access over their property for the retained lot, or the applicant himself can go through his lawyer to complete what's called a prescriptive easement. The latter can only work if the property has been accessed over private property for 20 to 40 years without any dispute or complaint from the landowner, and that it benefits the otherwise landlocked property. For this to work, the applicant would need to hire a lawyer, have the access surveyed out, and have it registered on title. This can only be done through the court system, not through the planning system. Based on Section 53 of the Planning Act, severances are not permitted without access, and landlocked parcels cannot be created. Until this is sorted out, it would be recommended that the application be deferred. On the satellite image in the report that I provided, you can see very clearly that there's a natural waterway, being the McIntyre River, where they're showing the one strip of road frontage. So that's the problem. So again, it would be my recommendation that until one of those two options can be sorted out, that we defer the application before we move forward. We did receive an anonymous letter from a resident. So I'll quickly read that for you. It says, Dear Lakehead Rural Planning Board, I'm writing to raise concerns regarding application number 1B 1025 for the proposed severance of 3236 Old Hall Road. The property in question currently accesses its residence and business by crossing over an adjacent private lot. This driveway was installed without legal authorization at the time the home was constructed and continues to be used without permission from the adjacent property owner. At this time, this unauthorized driveway was created, the land was owned by an elderly individual who was not regularly present, and no formal easement or right-of-way was ever established. No such agreement exists to this day. Several questions and concerns regarding the proposed severance. If the severance is approved, will the owner of the retained lot continue to access their property and business by crossing the private adjacent lot? Given that the newly severed lot and the retained lot will be separated by the McIntyre River, is there a plan to construct a bridge or other legal access route to access the retained parcel? If no legal access is established, the retained lot would appear to be landlocked and reliant on unauthorized access, which is not acceptable to affected landowners. This concern is being submitted anonymously due to the sensitive nature of the issue, but we strongly urge the board to investigate and address this matter thoroughly before proceeding with a decision. We also received agency comments from the Ministry of Mines stating no objections and Hydro One stating no comments or concerns at this time.
Thank you. So the letter's new to us, so that's basically saying the same thing that you had recommended, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the board to Carrie? It doesn't look like we have the applicant in attendance, do we? No. Okay. Okay, then if there's no questions or comments on this application, we will move to, is there anything else for the public meeting, Carrie?
Nothing from me, no.
Okay. Can I get a mover and a seconder to adjourn the public meeting, please? Elizabeth and John's been moved and seconded at the public meeting of the Lakehead Rural Planning Board. Where's my resolution here? There it is. August 7th, public meeting, Lakehead Rural Planning Board be adjourned, the time being 5:42 p.m. Anyone in opposition? Seeing none, we'll move on to the next meeting. Can I get a mover and a seconder to open the next meeting, please? Axel and Elizabeth, it's been moved and seconded that the August 7th, 2025 regular meeting in Lakehead Rural Planning Board be opened, the time being 5:43 p.m. Anyone in opposition to this resolution? Seeing none, can I get a mover and a seconder to approve the agenda, please? John and Axel. It's been moved and seconded to approve the agenda of the August 7th, 2025 regular meeting. Do we have any additions or changes to the agenda, Carrie?
No.
Okay. Anyone in opposition to this resolution? Seeing none, we have an approved agenda. Is there any declarations of pecuniary interest? Seeing none, we have no deputation scheduled.
No.
We do have the bylaw that we just discussed in the public meeting. And so our resolution does read. So it reads to be denying it. So comments, thoughts? Pardon me?
I said I would recommend it be deferred, not denied.
Okay, the resolution does read denied. We can change that. So any thoughts? Would anyone like to move or second the as recommended, I guess, the deferral? John, seconder. Elizabeth. Alrighty, I will read the resolution. It's been moved and seconded that the application 1B/10/25 East Saint Germain for the property described as Gorham Concession 6, part of South Half Northwest Quarter Lot 18 PCL 13742, Gorham Township, Geographic District of Thunder Bay, as set forth in the application, be deferred. Is there any more comment or question on this application? Seeing none, I will call the question. Is there anyone in opposition to the deferral of this application? Seeing none, I will declare it deferred. Yes, Carrie.
Sorry, we lost Axel, so I don't know how quorum counts when we're doing a vote.
That's a great question. So if he had voted differently, it would not have changed because because Elizabeth and John voted in favor of the deferral.
Okay.
One vote would not have changed it. That's the way I look at it.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, because what do we need for quorum? Do we need 4 or 5?
We need 4.
We need 4. Gotcha. Okay. We're going to hope he comes back.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, there certainly wasn't any questions from him.
No.
And unfortunately, he disappeared. But hopefully we can reach him again and have him rejoin the meeting. But to me, it was obvious the intent was to vote with the. There he is.
Whew.
So we can wait. So Axel,
Yeah.
Just want to confirm you were in favor of deferral?
Absolutely. Yeah. Sorry about that. My computer just
Nope.
died.
No problem. These things happen. Okay, so then we can move on. Well, we can move on to the minutes. Can I get a mover and a seconder for the public meeting minutes from last month, please? Elizabeth and Axel. It's been moved and seconded that the Lakehead Road Planning Board approves the minutes of the July 3rd, 2025 public meeting as presented. Is there anything to discuss in these minutes, Carrie, as far as errors or omissions or anything? Any questions about the minutes from the board members? Seeing none. Anyone in opposition to approving the minutes? Seeing none, I declare them approved. Then we'll do the regular meeting minutes. Can I get a mover and a seconder, please? Elizabeth and John. It's been moved and seconded that the Lakehead Road Planning Board approves the regular meeting minutes of July 3rd, 2025 regular meeting as presented. Any questions or comments or discussion on approving these minutes? Seeing none. Anyone in opposition to approving the minutes? Seeing none, I declare the minutes approved. Do we have any matters arising from the minutes, Carrie?
No, under new business, I'll bring up discussion of a public meeting date.
Okay.
For the official plan.
We have some reports, the financial statements of July 2025, if you would like to present them, Carrie.
So nothing really very exciting to report. We have surpassed our planning revenue goal for the year, which is good for the budget. But that being said, the auditor didn't charge us for the 2023 audit until January of this year. So we're paying 2 audit payments for 2025. Otherwise, we're so far on track with everything as per usual.
Okay, thank you. Questions or comments? Seeing nothing coming from our board members that are in attendance, we will move on to correspondence.
Okay, so we have 2 new proposed lots from Nebing, neither anywhere near our borders in Oliver Papoonge anyway, so I don't have any comments or concerns. But if anyone from the board has comments that they wish to be provided to Nebing, I can do that. Additionally, there is also the notice of application for a subdivision in the city of Thunder Bay. I don't have any comments, but if anyone has comments they wish to be submitted, then I can do that as well.
Seeing a lot of shaking heads, I will declare no comments coming from attending members today. New business, project scope change, JL Richards.
Okay, so we're getting used to these, unfortunately. So I believe I brought it up at the last meeting briefly. We did receive correspondence from the Fort William First Nations that they had some concerns, environmental concerns. So myself and our consultants actually met with them on the 21st, I believe, 28th, actually, sorry, of July. Their concerns are about the fact that the Ministry of Environment has not provided any details on the McIntyre River where it hits in Gormanware, and those are required. So our consultant seemed okay with the timeline as far as there isn't one right now from the ministry, but because we're still doing the public meeting, and then we're still presenting everything to the ministry. They have a few more months to hopefully get all that information in. But because of that, because of updating our official plan drafts again with the Bill 5 changes, Bill 17 changes, AODA compliance and all of that other stuff, everything keeps changing so quickly with the province right now that until we get this done, we're still going to see these, I think. So they are looking at a scope change of another $15,122.50 plus 7% of HST. So just looking for approval for me to sign off on that scope change from the board.
Okay, thank you. Would you like that in a resolution or?
Did we do a resolution for that, Krista?
We did. I should look through my resolutions. It's probably there. I remember
Should
seeing
be
it.
number 61.
Yeah, I remember seeing it. Okay. So we do have a resolution. Can I get a mover and a seconder for this resolution for the scope change, please? Axel and John. It's been moved and seconded that the Jail Richards Consultant Scope Change Request 5 issued July 22nd, 2025 be approved as presented. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, I will call the question. Anyone in opposition to this resolution? Seeing none, I will declare that resolution passed. Okay, what else do we have for this meeting?
Okay, just the consultants were looking for us to pick a public meeting date.
Okay.
I'm going to suggest our October LRPB meeting date of October 2nd would probably be best. Give everybody a chance to settle into the new school year if that's something that they have to do. Get back from holidays. And then it also gives me a little more time to deal with our consultants and figure out how exactly we're going to do that meeting. Just if there's going to be heavy attendance, we have to figure out how to do that because the consultants will be zooming in however we do it, whether we choose to have it at in an open space where people can attend and just watch or what. I'm not sure yet. So
so it would be an option, just thinking, I would like to see a public meeting that if we can. I'm assuming there would be an option to do that at the Gorman Ware School again. They must have.
October will be during school year, so we should be able to.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. So, okay. Any questions or comments on that item? I mean, that sounds reasonable. So, okay. Go ahead, Axel.
Do we have to wait for the MOE input before we can go ahead and have a meeting, or?
So
Is there gonna be-
when we had that meeting, we said that we had to carry on with the process, but obviously knowing that at any point that information comes in, we do have to update it. So we can carry on with the open house. We are contacting the MOE, trying to get that information as quickly as possible. But at the open house, we can still, or sorry, it's not an open house, it's a public meeting. We can still inform people that we are missing that information and it will be updated as we get it. But instead of slowing the process down any longer, it would be nice if we could at least meet the requirements so that we're ready to go.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Any other questions or comments on the public meeting? Okay, we will leave it in your hands, Carrie, to get that set up and organized. And I guess we'll obviously have time to discuss that at our September meeting too. We should have enough time to make any last minute adjustments to it.
Yes.
Anything else for this meeting from anyone? Seeing nothing, I will ask for a mover and a seconder to close this meeting. John and Elizabeth, it's been moved and seconded that the August 7th, 2025 regular meeting of Lakehead Rural Planning Board be adjourned, the time being 5:54 p.m. I'm guessing there's no one in opposition to this. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the beautiful evening. I hope you have somewhere cool.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a good night,
Winter's
everybody.
coming.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.
Krista, can you just take us off live?
Do you want me to end meeting?
Well, if you could just take us off live.